Okay, have fun.
It was fun.
Hey guys, Mike here, MBL556, and in today's video we're going to look at the 10-inch TD415 upper, and we're also going to talk about the future of HK416 clones. In a previous video I did a very up-close in-shop review of the similarities and differences between the 14-inch TD415 from Titan Defense and the original HK416 that it was copied after. If you'd like to take a look at that video, we'll put a link up and you can see that. We'll put the link up now and we'll put a link up at the end of this video. I was so impressed with the function of the 14-inch upper receiver from Titan Defense that I went ahead and picked up a 10-inch version of the Titan Defense 415 on Gunbroker. So I have to tell you, when I received this upper, I was a little concerned about the quality and the function of this 10-inch version. There were two things that I really was concerned about when I closely inspected this upper receiver. One is that the bolt carrier was different between this 10-inch Titan Defense upper receiver and all of the previous Titan Defense upper receivers that I had gotten. And we'll go over this. The ski section, this is my 14-inch. And on the back of the bolt carrier, the earlier Titan Defense uppers had skis that are very similar to the skis that are present on an HK416. And when I got this 10-inch upper and looked at it closely, the skis were missing, or certainly a different kind of configuration. And so that had me a little concerned. And then the second thing that concerned me is when I inspected the bore and cleaned this before going out and shooting it, I could see a burr where the gas port was drilled in the barrel. There was a little metal burr inside the bore. And I tried to clean that with a brush, and it would not come out with a brush. And so I took this gun out, this upper receiver, and just carefully shot one shot through it, and then brought it back to the shop, cleaned it and inspected it, and that burr was gone. And at that point I felt a little bit more comfortable going ahead and mating this up with my drop-in auto sear and taking it out in the field and testing this thing out. So we took the TD upper with the drop-in auto sear out to Bullet Creek with several friends. I took MP5 with a suppressor. We had multiple 22 long rifle firearms with suppressors, and we had this gun. And I can tell you that this gun quickly became the crowd favorite. We were using 40-round Magpul mags. We shot both Wolf steel-cased ammo and military M193 ammo. We went through about 500 rounds, mostly full auto, multiple mag dumps, and not a single failure all afternoon with this upper. Ready?
Yep.
So despite the crude machining and several differences between this and the original design, this upper functioned flawlessly. So how about durability? After all, these uppers come with a stainless steel barrel, and we all know that the stainless steel barrels aren't nearly as durable as the chrome-lined military-style barrels. Now, as far as durability of these uppers go, I'd like to refer you to a discussion thread that was on AR15.com. Ron Chaney is the director of Henderson Defense, and he's the co-owner of Battlefield Vegas. Ron started a thread on AR15.com that was entitled something like High Round Count AR/M4s and how they perform on our range. And he's talking about high round counts being 100,000 plus round counts. I'd recommend that you check out this thread on AR15.com under AR15 discussion. There's a lot of very useful information about the AR-15 platform, its durability, and failures. Their range is kind of a unique range. It's really built around packages that have to do with movies or video games and high-profile type weapons. So there's a lot of full automatic, very close range fire that his clients do, and they'll request specific kinds of firearms that are associated with different movies or with different video games. Clients would come in requesting to shoot an HK416, and to address this issue, he first went with an MR556. And unfortunately, with the MR556, he found that after about 10,000 rounds, the barrel wore out and the rounds were keyholing at very short range. And so he was pretty disappointed in the thread. He discusses this a little bit. It was a fairly expensive upper for him. He's trying to make some money with this, and the barrel just did not perform under those kinds of pretty harsh conditions with a lot of full auto fire and a lot of suppressed fire. So once the MR556 barrel gave out, to address those clients that wanted to shoot a 416, he bought a Titan Defense upper and thought he would give that a try. Now I think it's important to note that the HK upper that he tried was the MR556, which is different than the HK416. The barrel in the HK416 is a military grade barrel. It is chrome lined. It's also important to note that when the HK MR556 failed, it was the barrel wearing out. The other parts did not fail on that gun after about 10,000 rounds. Also, he commented in the thread that he hadn't tried more of the high-end piston uppers like the LWRC uppers. I think that probably be because he's in the business of operating a range for profit, that he probably tried more of the lower priced piston driven AR uppers. And he did state that the piston uppers that he has tried have all failed, and they do not use any piston driven uppers at their facility now other than the TD415. He also stated that the TD415 upper has been online every day and has had zero issues, except that the recoil spring on the drive rod assembly did weaken and failed, and he replaced that with the HK MR556 recoil op rod with its spring. But he felt like this was normal wear and tear considering the high round count that the upper had been through. He also stated that the TD upper was shot 100% suppressed and about 90% under full auto fire. And both suppression and full auto fire increased the stress and wear on an upper receiver significantly. I think what Ron is seeing with his high volume use at Battlefield Vegas is a testament to how good a design the HK416 is. Now, there are a lot of guys on the internet that just lump all piston AR-15s together and basically feel like a piston-driven AR is just not a good idea. Well, I mean, I think that's like in medicine just saying that all cancers are the same, and it's just a matter of where they show up in the body. And certainly a lot of laymen feel like that cancer is just one disease and it just depends on what organ it shows up in. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Every piston system is unique, and they have their own unique designs, their own unique strengths and weaknesses. What Battlefield Vegas is seeing with the TD415 upper is a reflection of the design quality of the HK416. And even with lesser materials and more crude machining, this design functions very well. And also of note, it seems like the stainless steel barrel is holding up fairly well under very harsh use. And that was certainly something that I was concerned about durability with these uppers, since they did decide to use a stainless steel barrel. So what about the future of these 416 clones? The Titan Defense uppers that are on the market now are being put together with leftover parts and then marketed on Gunbroker. The good news is that there is another company that is currently manufacturing the parts for a second generation clone of the HK416. These guns will be marketed under the name of Titan Defense 416 Generation 2. And they're going to be marketed and distributed exclusively through hkparts.net. So there are 4 major changes with this next generation of Titan Defense 416 uppers. First, the quality of machining and the final fit and finish is supposed to be taken to another level. These are fairly crudely machined when you compare them to the German guns. And from what I am told, these next generation guns will be machined a lot finer. Secondly, they're going to change the height of the receiver. If you looked at my first video comparing the TD to the HK upper receivers, you remember that the Titan Defense upper receiver is actually 30 thousandths higher than the original HK design. And that was a problem if you wanted to use aftermarket handguards that were made for the HK416. They wouldn't mate up with the Titan Defense upper receiver. A third change is that they are going to offer a variety of different rails. So Titan Defense will sell their uppers with the standard rail handguards. They're also going to have M-LOK handguards and Keymod handguards. And then the fourth change is going to be in calibers. You'll have the original 5.56 caliber, which already is posted on hkparts.net. They have the Titan Defense 415 Generation 2 upper in 5.56. But plans are being made to offer the upper in both 300 blackout and 7.62 by 39. And in fact, on hkparts.net, I did see a posting already for a 300 blackout conversion kit for the TD416 upper. So there is hope that in the near future there will be a new and improved HK416 clone. And if it functions as good as the original generation, I think it'll be good to go. I hope you found the information useful and interesting. If you did, please consider hitting the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please post those and I'll try to respond to those in a timely fashion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, is it clear? Check it. And clear.